You might as well just keep it up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
What? Sure no.
Oh, damn.
Here we go, man. So, thank you for joining us.
No worries.
This
Thanks
is
for having
marriage.
us.
Yeah,
It's a pleasure.
we've been looking forward to this.
I'll behave.
For a long time. I'm serious.
Oh, whatever.
No,
Yeah.
serious. We've been looking forward to this for a while. Honestly, because you were at the top, one of the guys at the top of our list. We spoke to you a while ago. In fact, that was at a wedding. Whose wedding?
Okay, what do you want?
A friend's wedding, right?
What do you want, Curtis?
I'll talk about it after. Nothing's for free. You should know that from now. But you gave a little testimonial when I was talking to you at the table at this wedding.
Yes, I remember.
And I was like,
wedding.
yeah, I want to film this.
I remember.
What did she say? Do you remember?
Well, we're going to talk about it in a minute.
Alright. Alright.
Oh.
Is it all going to come out now?
It's going to come out to the world. So, Ola and Manny, or Shay Emmanuel, Manny will do. It's a pleasure. How long have you been married?
Do you want to answer it?
You go for it.
2 years and 2 months.
How many days?
You go for that.
You fish. So 2 years, 2 months, and today's the 19th, and 12 days.
Well done.
Good
Hours? Should we leave
We
that?
got married.
Yeah, let's
No,
let's-
3:30. Was it 3:30?
Oh, okay.
It's 3:30, isn't it? Yeah, it was 3:30.
Alright, so it's nearly to the hour.
Yeah, 3:30. Oh, it's 4:30. Yeah, it's an
Hey.
hour.
And 1 hour.
It's just meant to be.
You've got good memory and it's going to come in handy later on. Trust me.
Oh, trust me.
Well, you've got there already. Wow. You're ahead, man. Yeah, so you've been married 2 years. Now, look, I remember you guys pre-marriage for just a few years.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just a few years. Lots of giggles, man.
Yeah.
Still a lot of that still. How did you get together?
Do you want the real story or do you want the other story?
I can edit.
There are 2 sides to the story.
There's always 2
Is
sides.
it your version and his version?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's always 2 sides.
Ola, can we go over your version, which I know is going to be slightly true?
Slightly biased.
We met in college.
Oh, by the way, how old are you both, roughly?
29.
I'm 28.
29, 29.
Roughly, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Just so they know, okay. So you in
So
college?
we met in college, and in college, Manny was the, how can I put it, the goody two shoe, the good guy, and I was in college, so I wasn't really looking at the good guys.
Why did I do this?
You guys always win, though.
Well, you got her, man. You got her.
And he claims that he had a crush on me in college, but to be honest, I just saw him as like a brother. So friend zoned, like all the way.
Yeah.
And yeah. And then after university after college we stayed in touch throughout university. And I think just one summer holiday.
In May.
Oh.
Wow.
In May.
Wow.
2011.
Okay.
2011.
I could tell it's going to be a funny,
Wow.
fun pack.
You got to be precise.
Oh, wow.
May 2011. We went out one day, went to the movies, and then we planned to
In
go.
Syracuse.
Do you know the time?
That fails me.
Right. So we went and then after the movies we planned to meet again. So we went to play pool, and then we found out that we both, really enjoy playing pool, and that just became our thing. We used to go like nearly every day that summer. I think we used to meet up, and it was just. I didn't think too much about the transformation from going from friends to being more than friends. It was just very natural. And then after that, and I have to give credit to Manny because he wasn't like the other guys that maybe I saw around that time. He wasn't He wasn't trying to run game. I don't know if I could say it like that.
You could say it like that.
Yeah, he wasn't trying to run game.
Babes, I didn't know what game was.
Yeah, I know you did.
She knows a good guy when she sees it. Yeah.
Let's get you straight.
He's just a decent guy.
He's just and it's that simple. And because I have to say, in college, I did remember thinking to myself, oh, whoever gets married to Manny is a very lucky girl. But to be honest, I didn't think that would be me.
Cheers. Look at you now.
Lucky girl.
Humble guy, humble. That's my husband, humble. And then it wasn't like a guessing game. Like, oh my God, are we together now? Are we not? Like he took time out to actually sit me down and ask me, do you want to be my life partner? It wasn't oh, I don't know what's going on. It was like we both knew what we were doing. We were both clear as to what we were, and we knew we wanted to get married to each other from the beginning. So there was no guessing game, and God made it very easy for us. And I think the timing of when He brought us together was so perfect because, I'd gone my way and experienced life. He'd gone his way and experienced life as well, and then we just came together at the right time. And since then, it's like once we got together, it's like my eyes just closed to anybody else. Wow. I had no...
You're locked in.
Yeah, and it wasn't like a locked in... It wasn't like
she was locked into you, not that you're locked into them in marriage.
No, she was locked into me.
Okay. Cleanly.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I was not clingy.
Not clingy.
Not clean, like
clean,
fully.
Oh,
yeah.
okay,
It's
yeah.
my language.
Oh, right. I was clingy,
No?
and I thought you agreed to it.
You ain't clingy.
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to start anything on camera. Okay. I didn't mean to do that.
You ain't clingy then. You're clingy now. But
Anywho's, and yeah, so since then, to be honest, it was just God ordained. So no looking back and no regrets.
Okay, so when you're talking,
that is the real story, actually.
that is it.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, yeah. In my point of view as well, I think obviously 2005 we were in college. We met in 2005. In biology college. Well, in biology at college.
He seems to talk about this biology a lot.
It was in biology class. I remember distinctly.
It means a lot to you.
Yeah, no, mate. Because Ola was one of those girls in college, right? That everyone wanted to, like, all the guys were after her.
Okay.
You had a lot of guys that were after you. You can't lie. Yeah, she had a lot of guys that were after her, and I was one of those guys that didn't think I could get her because she was so far removed from even looking twice at me at the time. So I had a crush on her. Yeah, I tell you this all the time. I had a crush on her. But then, can I tell the story about...
Yes, you can.
Go for it.
There was a friend of...
This is why I don't believe that he had a crush on me.
Our mutual friend,
Okay.
obviously of both of ours, he liked her as well.
Yeah.
And he used to come up to me for advice of how to get Ola. And obviously me being the guy that I am, I was like, yeah, I'd give him advice of how to get her. And they ended up dating and stuff and so on and so forth. But I only saw you... As much as I had a crush on you, I only saw you as me. The most I can get from relationship from you at the time, I thought was friendship. So I didn't see us as ever being able to like date or be girlfriend, boyfriend, because I didn't think you'd ever look twice at me at the time. Fast forward to May 2011, man had balls now. I'm joking.
Speak.
Yeah, I got balls.
But let's just stay humble. But
okay.
yeah, okay.
Now I won't say I got brave, but life happened, and then I think for me, yeah, you called me. We had that
You say that I made the first move?
No, you called me.
This is where most couples disagree. Like, no, you moved on me.
No, remember that conversation? You called me and you were like, "Oh, I'm actually a Christian now."
Yeah, no, that was
way before.
Yeah.
But that's when I came up to your uni. When you were in your second year in uni?
No, that was before then.
Was that before?
You came to uni before then.
No, to your uni?
Yeah, but you came way before then. You came like in my second year.
Was the second year when you were in that room where we had that picture?
Yeah, that was second year.
That was second year?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so, but there was something about that conversation that kind of got me. I was like, alright. And then I came up to Desiga when you were working at Desiga.
Yes,
so that was before that. And then, yeah, I think from there it was just kind of like, oh, cool. Then we were talking already a lot more anyway. And then May 2011, fast forward to May 2011, that's when things kind of stepped up a notch. That we started meeting up a lot more. We started, obviously went to cinema. I remember this thing, and then you came to, there was a time that I went to London Bridge, the City Hall.
Oh, yeah.
And I called Ola, I was like, oh, I'm going to City Hall, I can't remember where you were, but I was like, oh, do you want to come meet me in London Bridge? And then I went to this event at City Hall, and then she said, oh, she'll wait for me downstairs. I was like, oh, I would have loved for her to come upstairs with me, but I'm not sure if she's allowed because it was per invite only. And she was like, oh, I'll wait for you downstairs. I was like, oh, okay. Rah.
That's the West Indian way of saying out of order.
Really?
Yeah, sorry. Let me
But I was like, oh wow, okay. So you wait for me. So eventually, when the event ended, and to be honest, I was actually I was trying to be quick with that event. I was trying to, because I knew that you were waiting for me. But at this point, we're still friends. There was nothing untoward about it. It was like a friend waiting for a friend. But then little things like that meant a lot for me.
Okay, so did you see her as anything at that point? More?
No.
Okay,
No.
Take it back.
No, it was just still like good friends. Yeah, and then May 2011 came, and then the cinemas came, the pool playing came, and then we started seeing each other.
And I came to your house as well.
Yeah, you came to my house in September.
I was so awkward.
Yeah, for my dad's memorial, 1 year memorial. So you came to my house, and my mom was there, and then at this point we went together, but then everyone assumed that we were together. So my auntie thought, my mom, when she came to the house, Ola, hello. What? No, she asked what's your name first. I said, Ola. Hi, auntie.
Nah, but she actually gave me a side look initially because the ceremony was about to start. I was just like, oh, good afternoon, Ma. And then she was like, oh, and I think she said, oh, who? Oh no, you said, Mom, this is Ola.
Yeah.
And then she was just like, ah.
Oh yeah, that assurance.
And then the ceremony was about, no, it wasn't an assurance. It was more of like you're Ola.
Oh. Yeah, it's an assurance of like, a realization.
Yeah, because I think she was asking Manny, she was asking you quite often, who's this Ola that you keep going here and there with?
Yeah.
So
this is Ola.
So I remember sitting on one of the sofas, just in the corner, just thinking, oh my God, the ground should just open up and just swallow me, because everybody was just looking like, who's that?
And my cousins were there as well.
And it just felt like everybody's been waiting for him to like be with someone, but it was just
taking too long, man.
Yeah, it was just too much pressure.
Yeah, but at this point again, we're just still friends.
Well, we're still friends at this point.
Went together. We're just really good friends. And for you to come to the house that day, it's almost like you met the family before. You know when they say, "Oh, you've met the family when you're together," but with Ola's case, it was like she met the family full stop.
Yeah, but then the thing is, my family knows you.
Yeah.
He did a McDonald's advert and it was on TV, and even my mum was like, "Oh, that's your friend that was in a McDonald's advert." So it's like she already knew you. My brother, Fawaz knew you.
Yeah, Fawaz knew me.
My sisters knew you.
I think the first time we knew each other was at your 21st birthday.
Yeah.
That was when her parents, her mum,
sisters,
whole family was there.
Question: why him? Why her?
Do you want to go first?
I will go first. Why her? I've got a point for this. No.
This is what I have to live with. Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Why her? No. I think for me it's just you were always my cheerleader. Like before we're even together, like you would always have my back. Maybe not in college as much. You had my back in college. I used to wear these shoes, these Converses. They were knee high. Yeah. And they were cool. I thought they were cool.
You see Curtis's face?
Say it again, man.
Yeah.
Converses, they were kind of up to, not knee high, but halfway.
They were here.
They weren't that high. They weren't that high. Come on.
Okay, just below the knee?
Yeah, just...
Okay, fine. We'll go with that then.
Everyone's got their thing.
Just below the knee.
Yeah.
And I used to love those Converses. I used to wear quite a lot.
Baggy trousers as well, by the way.
No, but they were
Tied all the way to
they were Visu as well. So
I mean, I'm gonna say that's love.
And my friend used to cuss him, and I used to say, "Don't." That's my friend.
That's love. You love him.
Don't do it.
I was like, "That's my friend."
That's my friend. Don't do it. But yeah, I think you always had my back, and you were always after my best interest. Like even
though you don't always like it.
Even though, well, they haven't asked about the post-marriage.
Oh, even before.
Wait,
This is pre, yeah.
Even
So
pre.
really,
Yeah.
there were times when you give me advice, I'd be like, not sure.
No, you take it, but it doesn't mean that you liked it.
Yeah, but I guess that's really any advice though, really.
I guess.
But
Mine.
but I just feel that you always had my back, and you were there in the times when you didn't have to be there. So for instance, my dad's 1 year memorial, you didn't have to come. Obviously that's an awkward moment. That's something that's almost like family oriented, like it's a close family thing. But then you were there for me during that time, and I'm not gonna say the cliche one because you're beautiful anyway, so that's a standard.
Well, you know.
Humble. But yeah, no, you're a beautiful lass, and I think for me it's just knowing that's why I asked you to be my life partner as opposed to my girlfriend, because at that point I was like, I don't need a girlfriend, I just want someone I can do life with, like enjoy life with, and live out my best moments with, and it would, like, this is gonna sound so cheesy, but I think at the time I even said, "Can you be my pill?" because it's kind of double meaning.
You have to explain that.
Yeah, so it's double meaning because she's a pharmacist, so a pill being a drug, but a pill being partner in life. So
you want to say it in life, or what was it? It makes it so cheesy. I thought it was cheesy.
Partner in love life. That's it. Yeah, partner in love life. But I wouldn't say I was cheesy then. I was just like, I knew.
You're still cheesy now.
I sometimes have my way with words. Sometimes. But
cheesy.
some people say it's cheesy, some people say it's that's cute. But I'm gone past cute. Like now we'll come to a stage like, yeah, we're doing life together. And I enjoy it. And that's one of the reasons why I said yes. Well, you said yes to me.
Why him?
Why him?
The $1 million question.
Because first, I really can't picture myself with anyone else.
Shit. And she called me cheesy.
No, I don't do cheesy. I just do facts. If I'm
That's
being
not
honest.
lying. I don't do cheesy. I just do facts. Boom. Straight.
Because you're a scientist. Logic all the way. Yeah.
To be honest, with Manny, I wouldn't go for anybody else because he puts me first in everything. And I know that I can depend on him for everything. I'm not always like the easiest on him, but I know that he's got my back. We're
gonna go into it.
I have no doubt whatsoever that he's got my back. He's the true definition of what a real man is. I mean, you might externally, people might think a real man has loads of money, muscles, or has got everything like together, but you actually know what a real man is when he might not have everything that you think a man should have. So he might not have maybe all the money in the world or all the this and all of that, but those things don't really mean anything to me because I know that regardless of what is going on with him, if he has a lot, if he doesn't have much, he will always have my back and he'll always put me first. And what I actually love about Manny is that it wasn't a honeymoon phase type of thing. It's consistent. Like he has my back when I make him angry. He has my back when, I make him happy. Regardless of what state that I'm in, he doesn't change, the way that he is. And I remember when we got together, he said to me, he was like, I want to be there for you. I want to just look after you. And where I was then, I just thought, that's just really cheesy. But but the thing is, he hasn't. He's kept to his word, and I think that's what I respect the most about him, and that's why it's him, and it'll always be him. No one else.
Thanks, babe. That's nice.
It's the truth. There's probably more that I can say, but I'm just not the best with words. But he's better with words. But yeah, no. Yeah.
No, my head's gonna swell. So
Really?
I know that's what you're thinking. I can read her mind. She's probably thinking, "Oh, how he's gonna get out the door."
Trying to contain your head.
I thought I got a small head.
No, it's getting bigger because you're getting.
Well, you said something there. If we don't mind going into it a little. Even when there is a conflict, he still has your back.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I'll give you an example, which was actually a recent one. We had an argument and then we weren't talking, but then he went to an event, and in that event, I think they had a choice to pick either the man's gift or the woman's gift, and he picked the woman's gift so that he could bring it to me. But we weren't talking at this time. And it was weird because it was after we were talking again. And then he said, "Oh yeah, I got you this from an event." And I was like, "Hold on. But when you went to that event, we weren't talking." And he was like, "Yeah, well, I still got it for you anyway." So it's just like little things like that.
That's not little. That's massive.
Yeah.
Really?
That's massive.
That is massive.
I think you're so good at what you are. I mean, you've got attributes about you that, and I can say that because I know you to a point, but you've got attributes about you that a lot of men struggle with. Or a lot of couples, it's not just men. To just break the ice like that.
Yeah.
But we still weren't talking even like
After.
a
Even
day
After the event.
No, I mean like
But you still broke the ice.
So how can I put it? So we weren't talking, and the day when I went to the event, we still weren't talking. But I think it's like a couple of days when we're actually talking properly again.
That was when
I told her that. Oh,
that's when he gave it to me.
Oh.
Yeah, that's when I gave it to her. Like we're talking at this point, but it was during that moment of like conflict, you can say. That for, because for me, it's not even that. I think for me, it's because I've always still put you first, even when you annoy me.
Yeah.
And we annoy each other. For me, it's like, okay, I know that's gonna pass, so I'm not just then gonna be hard-hearted and still not fulfill my promise that I made from the very beginning. And it's funny because even at the time, I didn't think of, oh, should I get one for me or should I get one for her? It was almost instinct, like, because even when we are talking, we're jovial and everything's hunky-dory, it's just Ola first.
Yeah.
And I think even during that moment of conflict, I'm still like, okay, yeah, it's still Ola first. Yeah, she's annoying me, but okay, let me just bring that home. And it was in the room for a while. It was in the room for a while.
I looked inside it. I knew what it was. I was thinking, okay. But I just.
Oh, you knew what it was?
Of course I did.
You saw it already?
It was in the room. But I just thought it was just something you got from your events. But I didn't know that you had a choice to pick between the men's one and the women's one. So, yeah, just little things like that. So, yeah. And that's just one example of many, to be honest.
I think we get a good flavour. Wow. I mean, you just got me listening. It's actually really...
Behave.
No, I'm 100% serious. Like, it's good to hear good things like this. It's good to hear good things. Let me move on to the next question because I will just sit here in silence. What are your differences? Now, before you got married,
Right.
did you know what your differences were?
When you say differences,
Ola's shaking her head just for the record.
No, because I know exactly what you mean. I understand the question.
Okay, so I'm asking two questions. To be fair, I'm asking two questions. But in the perspective of, look, we're going out, or we're in a relationship, or we're engaged. Yeah, and now you're married 2 years. Are you surprised at the differences? when you look back?
The differences we had then to being married now.
Recognizing what you didn't, knowing now what you didn't see before.
Oh, gotcha.
So I've changed the question almost, but we'll get back to it. Yeah.
Okay, I know what you mean.
Or what we could no, you weren't surprised.
I'm not surprised with the differences. Okay. Mainly because...
Sorry, were you surprised? Sorry, it cut off.
So I'm not surprised at the differences. There are things, obviously, when you start living together, that you start to see.
What are those differences?
Where do we start? So
Who's
there's one thing. There's one thing.
Are you going first?
Yeah. The one thing that Ola does, and she knows she does this, and it peeves me because I think I'm borderline OCD.
Right.
Borderline.
It peeves me. Little things like, for instance, she'll finish creaming, and she'll leave the tub open. Just leaves it open. That's one. She'll go into the drawer. She's finished taking out what she wants to get, and she'll leave the room without closing the door. So things like that. No, things like that.
OCD.
Things like that. But babes, okay, and I'll tell you why. The cream, if you leave it open, it dries.
There's still cream when I come back.
It will still dry out. And that, I think that's the only thing about. Actually, no, that's the only thing that I voice actually to you. There's probably other things that happen in its time that maybe through a conversation, and it brings up and like, okay, I don't like it when you do this, but I think that's the main thing in this moment in time, in this season. That's the main thing that peeves me.
I don't do that anymore though, because I know that it.
Babe, I was in the shower the other day. You just left the door. She came to the shower, took out what she wanted to get, left the shower.
That's because I wasn't finished.
You were finished.
I was coming back to do my hair.
Exactly, but you didn't need anything from the drawer to do your hair.
Yeah, I did the brush.
The brush was on top of the sink.
Okay, just
she left it open.
Okay.
And then she tries to go on like, oh no, I deliberately did that. I'm coming back
really?
to come in.
That's what you do. You leave the iron on.
Yeah,
always.
But that's not all the time. It's only recently.
At least my thing cannot set a house on fire. He leaves the iron on and just.
There's a big difference, between leaving the door open and leaving the iron on.
Exactly.
No, but the iron, I'm coming back. I haven't finished
I'm
ironing.
coming back to
I'm not finished ironing. I haven't finished ironing.
Maybe I haven't finished creaming. Maybe I need to cream, the back of my feet or something.
But when you left the house,
I couldn't come back.
You're still coming back at 5 p.m, 6 p.m.
Oh
gosh! And when you were speaking, you were saying there's some things that you don't voice. That's another one of our differences.
Yeah.
Manny could see something, and probably just for peace of mind, he doesn't voice it.
For peace of mind.
But with me, if I see something, I'm voicing it.
You're gonna say it.
I'm gonna say it, and I think that in a way it works for him, because then I could voice something and he could work on being better at it.
But in the long term,
whereas if I'm doing something that's wrong, he doesn't voice it because he knows that it will upset me or something. But then, and I think because he cares so much, he doesn't want to upset me, but he actually doesn't see that you're not helping me grow because you're not telling me what is that I'm doing wrong.
So what you're saying, you like to hear it?
Not necessarily.
Because when I do say it,
I don't know what you're saying.
I know.
Because when I do say it,
you want to hear it or not?
I know what it sounds like, but no, I don't really want to hear. You don't really want to hear it sometimes, but I still say it anyway. You go where you think about it, and you do something.
So what you're saying, you think it's better to hear it, although you don't necessarily want to hear it.
Yeah, exactly.
But sometimes that causes a commotion in the moment.
Yeah, but
and I don't like
all
that.
because of the but
avoid.
you can.
Yeah.
You should.
But then in the long term, it's not good for me because it's on subconsciously harboring it all in.
Yeah.
So when something small happens, all those stuff comes up,
and I'm just
it's
like,
where
where
did
did all this come from? It's just like, you just think, it's because you're an actor, you've been a drama queen about this, or is this just?
Yeah,
but it's just because he just keeps things in. Whereas I'm walking around with no load on my shoulder because I say everything, but then he's walking around carrying things.
I don't see it as a load on my shoulder though at the time, because at the time I'm thinking, okay, I'm just trying to avoid conflict or confrontation and so on and so forth. But obviously, as we've been married, in learning in the last 2 years, I've realised that it's actually better to voice it and say it and speak my mind, because that's what will get us through. If I just keep it in, then no one's hearing about it. It's just me and my conscience hearing about it, and it just boils up.
The difference is that it's not natural to you, so you have to make
Yeah. It's definitely not natural to him. So when he does it, I do appreciate it because I see that he's trying. Not that I make it easy for him.
Nope.
But
You do try now, actually. She actually listens to me now.
I try now.
Well, hey, this is a good question. What is the evolution that you've seen in yourself, speaking for yourselves, and then you could speak for the other person as well?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
From the heart.
From day one. Sorry.
From day
one of marriage. What evolution can you see?
Okay.
In your character.
Well, I think when we got married and we started to live together, you know, there's things that you have to start doing together, like, you know, paying bills together and
He laughs.
just basic money management stuff together. And before we got married, I just thought we were like on the same page. Like, you know, we discussed it. It's like, look, I don't want debt. I want to be debt free. I don't want any of that on my neck or anything. And he was just like, yeah, definitely. And I was like, look, because our parents kind of have that. I don't want us to go down that same road. And he was like, yeah. So I thought, yeah, good, we're on the same page. And but as time went on, I realized that my money management skills and his just totally different. Like, if there's something happening that money is needed for, if it's at the end of the year, I'm thinking about it if it's like 6 months ahead, I'm thinking about it from now. Whereas Manny will think about it when the time comes, and which can be a problem because then he does a lot of things at the same time, and then there might be no money for it. So then I got to the point where I used to say, no, okay, you need to do this, you need to manage money better, you need to do this, you need to do that, blah blah blah. And to be honest, that became like I wouldn't say a burden, it just became like a
something to deal with.
And I tried to do it in my own power. Like, I tried to say, okay, if I get him to do this, then he can learn how to manage his money better. I saw it like you know, I'm going to help you get better at managing money as well as other things. But then it just got to the point where, like, the more that I just prayed about it and stuff, you know, God was just saying to me, look, you can say this or this to him. He's not going to do it until he's ready to do it. So stop forcing it. Like, he can tell you at the beginning of the marriage, I used to be on his case. Now, not so much. I'm not honest. Now I just let him do what he wants to do. And he's actually more productive now. Because, you know, he doesn't have me, you know, like, I'll be either on the train or driving home from work thinking, all right, okay, this is what I'm going to tell Manny today. He needs to do this, he needs to do that. And, you know, a lot of the times he'll just, you know, say, yeah, probably just to shut me up. So, but the thing is, I hold on to the things that he says, and I'm just like, well, you said you were going to do this, and you haven't done it. And it just became stressed. I didn't need to be stressed. So I just had to, like, so I think that's definitely how I've changed from when we got married to now. I don't try to force things anymore. I just let it happen. And yeah, I think we've been a lot more productive that way. And I don't try to, if he tells me he doesn't want to do something, I don't really try to force him to do it. I'll give him advice, you know, it's up to him if he takes it or not. Whereas before, if I gave him advice, I was expecting him to take the advice. But now it's up to him if he wants to take it or not. So yeah, I would say I've evolved that way.
So you're exercising patience.
Yeah.
More patience.
Yeah, and it's not, I actually thought that I was a patient person. It was only when I got married that I realised maybe I'm not that patient. And the patience that I needed wasn't the human type of patience. That patience had to come from
Supernatural.
God. Yeah, it was.
It's interesting. We think we're a lot of things before we're married.
Yeah.
That I thought I was good with money.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, I'm not like a gambler or anything like that. I don't like spend wildly and things like that. But what I do tend to do before was, like Ola mentioned, would be if I know something is gonna happen next week. It's actually hard to describe it now because I believe I've come out of that mindset.
Yeah.
But then what I would do in those times would be come Thursday, Friday, I was trying to find that money for that specific moment. And part of me was thinking, oh, crazy faith, something will happen in that minute before that happened, before the Saturday came. But then, obviously, God helps those who help themselves.
Yeah.
So I always used to be of the notion of that, okay, come Saturday, something's going to happen, something miraculous is going to happen, and then the money will come, etc., etc. And it's harder for me because I work freelance. So being an actor or being someone that runs a company, it's different for me because I don't have a 9 to 5 consistent income. So it now requires me to juggle that bit of money management. Whereas now, it's like, okay, when I know that I've been paid, I now put money aside for that rainy day. You just never know. And I have, I think, I have different savings for different things now. So when I do get paid, it's now a case of, okay, money going for that, money going for that, money going for that. And I think it's something that I felt that I had before, but it's being married to Ola that's actually made me realize, actually, I need to be more on the ball with this, because as the head of the household, as the man, I need to be able to, one, look after my family, and two, not have my wife to be looking around to help the family out, kind of thing. So it became a thing of trying to be like that, not man, but be that individual that Ola can actually fully rely on when it comes to matters of finances, and not worry about it because she's thinking, okay, as Manny got that money aside for this, let me put it aside just in case. So it builds our trust even more as well. So I think that's evolution in the last 2 years for me and for us would be a case of, through money management, I think the trust has been built stronger through the actions that she's advised upon myself to be able to do better. So I think that's my evolution. That's the most succinct thing I can think of right now.
Yeah, because in the beginning, I'll be honest, I didn't trust in my finances, but now I do. So that was a process, and I think that's what people get wrong sometimes. They think if they see, because when people see us, they just think, oh, they're always happy or they've got everything, together. But that was just like one of the things. But then it's like it's a process, and I think that's what I probably got it wrong as well. I just thought when you get married, that should be sorted. That's done. But no, it's actually a process. So it took a process to get that bit right. But now I can say that I trust in finances. But in the beginning,
Next question. What is love?
Love is patient. Love is kind. Love endures. Love is a word that comes and goes, but true love is its actions.
Yeah. I mean, I can answer that question without sounding cheesy.
That was not even cheese. That just came out.
No. I'm just saying I'm going to answer it. It might sound cheesy, but it's facts. But to me, the perfect example of love that I have in my life is actually Manny. And that's because he's a...
So then you carry on.
No, I don't want to cry. Okay. I might need makeup.
It's okay.
Kurt, so is your makeup crew?
I'm not on that level yet, But you talk, man. Just talk.
Okay. It's mainly because it's just the way that he loves so selflessly, and the way he gives everything up, and he puts me first in everything. If I'm like I said before, if I'm making him happy, if I'm not making him happy, it doesn't change. I'm not that great with words. I don't know how to put it, but Manny is definitely the best example of love, and he's my definition of what love is, and you could just see that's because of the God that's in him. Yeah.
Love you, babes.
Love you too. You
Right, love for me.
Well, actually, before we go there, because sorry about that, brother.
But no, Ola is
I
the
don't
hard
cry.
one. She's the less emotional one out of us.
That I am.
I'm not as much.
Not
now.
that I take pride in anything.
No, I'm more the sensitive one.
So I'm trying to be more like him, you see.
This is the evolution.
Yeah, that's true actually. We've never cried at things like that.
That's very true, actually. Yeah, I've definitely become much more soft-hearted. Yeah.
You weren't hard-hearted before, but you let your emotions. You just let your emotions out more now.
Yeah.
Now, what I was saying to Manny was, I asked you what love is, and you said love is Manny. But I would love you to still define it.
Oh. Okay. I think growing up, I always thought love was the fairy tale that you see on TV, or like what you see
What
on
media
TV, or
propels
what
it to be.
media, propels it to be. But
Sorry.
being married has shown me that love, or that, that romantic thing you see on, when you get married, you get that like...
You laugh now. You laugh because it's ridiculous. Like, where is it? Where's the honey gone? It can happen, man. I tell you.
It can.
Oh, it's like you you get that, like, maybe when we have like date nights and stuff like that. But the thing is, to me now, anyway, I think the more I've got to really understand what real love is, those times they're great when we do go on date night and stuff like that. But just coming home from work and just meeting like Manny when I get home, or just talk to him after I finish work. I look forward to that more than I look forward to us even going to like date nights or anything like that.
The everyday.
The everyday. So I look forward to that more than, the late nights is just nice to just
Let's not lie. We haven't had
to go on them.
Date
Like
night.
if we go to the movies or something like that, or something like
Date
that.
night
But like a
as-
proper date night like we used to before we got married.
We didn't really call it date nights then either. It was just like we just went out.
Yeah.
But now you have to make a conscious effort because
to
you're
do
married
that.
to do that. And even with that in itself, for me, love is a journey.
I haven't answered my
Oh, sorry, darling. Sorry.
But to me, that love is not the love that you see on TV. This is like real love. This is God's love. I mean, my definition of love is love. Love is God, and God is love. And
Yeah, but you say that. So when I say to you define it, you point to a person.
yeah.
But I want you to define it in what it looks like. But you've done it in part.
Oh,
but
okay,
if you're still
okay.
answering,
Okay.
but I don't want to tell you what to say.
Yeah, I've actually got a very, very
Okay.
good definition of it. I mean, in addition to all the other things that I've said as well, I think and this is the reason why I say I see Manny. I see Manny as love, is because it's just the little things that he does. Okay, like I'm in charge of like the laundry, and I'm in charge of maybe putting the washing the dishes and putting them in the dishwasher. But sometimes by the time I get home, he's done them. Or
I actually enjoy it, though. That's why it's therapeutic for me.
okay.
Teaching me.
And it's just when it comes to like cooking or the cleaning, he doesn't have to do it, but he does it. He probably does it more than I do. But he knows that these are the things that I should be doing, but then he goes out of his way to do them for me. So when I come back from work, I have more time to just relax and chill. I mean, for me, that's love, because I think to myself, when I come back from work and I'm tired, I'm just like, hey, I'm tired. But he still does it anyway.
Do you know what? I'm stacking up my coupons for when the kids come.
Nothing for free. free. That's what I've been saying for a while.
Here I was thinking. Here I was thinking it was free, and this is God's love.
Man, we're human, you know.
No, I'm joking.
Well, okay, I remember that though.
She's not going to forget.
No, she's not.
And she'll remember the hour as well.
What's time? I could give many more examples, but that's just like a few of the examples. And it's also like the way he's just taken my family in as well. And it's like, they don't really see, I mean, obviously they know Manny's my husband, but Manny's like also part of the furniture now when it comes to like my family. He's like my younger sister's like their older brother, and especially my little brother as well. Being the only boy in the house as well, or only young man in the house. He doesn't have like that many men to look up to, but I know that he looks up to Manny and my sister's husband. So yeah,
the man.
Awesome. No, I'm not. No, I don't think
Humble,
that.
are we?
I don't think that.
So what's love?
But for me, love is definitely a journey.
Okay.
It's a journey. From when I did ask Ola to be my partner in life to now, you can see the transition. I can see the transition in the depth of my love for her, which is why I say it's a journey. At the beginning, it may obviously I didn't know what was going to happen in the next 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 by God's grace years, but the depth in which the love that I have for Ola now, I can definitely say is stronger, even wiser than what it was then. So example wise, there's been,
you said wiser.
yeah. Yeah.
Give me your example after you just touched something.
Yeah.
Wise love. Oh.
And
I have an example for that.
yeah.
Definitely.
What, from my side?
Yeah, from your
Okay.
side.
What had to do with situations?
No, just the wiser love.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Actually, give you a go.
Oh, okay. So I think, I don't know, but before we got married and at the beginning of the marriage, he thought that, or I don't know what your mindset was, but this is what I think. He thought that maybe he had to spend a lot of money on me.
Oh, okay.
And do extravagant things. I don't know if he thought that's what would, get my attention, but he did things that he thought were nice. But the things, if he knew me like well, he would know that I actually don't want those things. Those things don't really mean much to me.
I think the perfect example is the wedding.
Oh yeah. The wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, before we go to the wedding, the engagement. I mean, the engagement, I didn't know anything about, because if I did, it wouldn't have happened that way. So
I like to make a mark. And
clearly, yeah.
And I like, for me, I like giving things to others as I would, not necessarily onto myself, but what I see would make that person happy and that they'll remember for years and years to come. I like creating memories.
Expensive ones. So for the engagement, he took us to Dubai and he proposed by the beach, tent, videographer, photographer, the whole shebang. And it was nice in the moment, but I said to him, you know what, if you proposed to me in the living room, that would have been fine. You didn't need to go and spend all that money.
But I think I wanted to.
Yeah, but you wanted to, but it wasn't wise.
And it also obviously wasn't the reason why I said yes. Because I said yes even if I proposed to in the living room. But like I said, it's just then, which is why I guess Ola was talking about the perfect example of wise love, is then I was always all about how can I make this person happy, and everything that always came to mind had some sort of money to it or some sort of expense to it or making it expensive.
But it didn't need to.
It didn't need to, obviously, now, because as I said,
it didn't need to then either.
I mean, sorry, then, but obviously that's why I said love is a journey, because now I know you.
Now you doing the dishes for me and you doing the laundry for me. That's wise love, because that's good enough. That's good enough for me, and it doesn't cost you any money. So
Apart from my hands.
your hands are fine.
But yeah, I think that's one example. And another example would be, if I can go to the wedding now, would be part of me being an only child and being one that always wants something extravagant.
Yeah.
Part of me wanted a big wedding, or a wedding that will be on Bella Ninja, or which is like one of those websites that they talk about weddings and stuff like that.
And I would never want that.
She would never want that. So we compromised that, and it ended up being the best decision of our lives, because
did we compromise?
Okay, we just said
this
to
is what I remember happening, right? So he was talking about doing this. Actually, we were talking about it initially together, and then we put the finances together, and I thought to myself, okay, well, that makes no sense whatsoever, because you could put a mortgage down for like 2 houses with that money that you're talking. So there's no way that I'm going to let us do that. But then he was still determined to do it. So then I just left him to carry on, and then he got tired. He got tired, and one day he was just like, you know what, let's just do the little wedding that you suggested. Let's just do it. And yeah, but I think now you're getting wiser with the love. Now you're actually thinking about what it is that I want, and not the things that you think.
I'm thinking
would
for
be
me.
good.
I'm thinking long term. No, that's where my headspace is right now.
But I do think that now you don't just do things because it's nice. You actually do it because it's what you know that I would want.
Because I've gone to know you.
Yeah.
Which is why love is a journey.
Very true. Yes. Thank God for that journey.
That's a nice definition. Love, to define love is a journey.
Mm.
And then you've put another spin on it. Why is love?
Mm.
That's a good one.
That wasn't me.
You can have it.
You can have it.
TM. Trademark.
Got ya.
Your book is coming. You guys have said a few things. Let me put it this way. You guys have. I've heard you say something about roles. You've mentioned roles a few times, and I'm just checking because you both have your careers. Yet, I've heard him say man of the house, and I've heard you say something about coming home and he's done the cooking, which he doesn't have to do. So where do you stand on the roles? Are you a traditional? Are you traditionalist?
No.
No.
Okay. Does he have to do the cooking?
No. It's just who's at home.
So you don't mind doing it when you come home from work?
No.
Wow.
I don't mind doing it when I come home from work. But
What makes him the man of the house? Oh no, actually, sorry, not man of the house. Sorry, the term was head of the home.
Head of the home.
What does that mean?
I guess he kind of controls everything that goes on, and I guess if anything happens, he kind of have the last say. Would you say?
No.
I was trying to be nice.
No. Let's keep it real now. Let's keep it real now.
But the thing is, no, you do have the last say, but you always ask what I want to do.
Yeah, and whatever you say goes.
Because that's what he'll go for. Do you want to throw it back?
Through blackmail.
I sense a high level of manipulation here, like professional.
It's not. It's
like
not.
You're trained
Through
in the
tangling.
art. She's allowing you to think you have power when you have none. This is the thing.
But that's the sign of a good woman.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll tell you why, because a woman knows how to make a man feel that he's in charge, but really and truly,
She's in charge.
she's in charge. And for us as men, or for me as a man, I'm not sure if people agree, but for us as men, or for me as a man, for me knowing that that holla that Ola as the, so she'll come up to me and she'll ask me for what do you think we should do, and so on and so forth, or vice versa. I'll go up to Ola and ask, okay, let's say for instance, an example would be the bed. For example, let's say, okay, I've seen this bed, I'll send you a link, what do you think of it? She'll say either it's good or it's not good. I think it's good because the price is saying good.
Yeah. That's me.
The price is saying good.
Yeah.
Ola would see it and she'd be like, it's nice. Thank you for checking the link out for me.
Manipulation. That's the first level. What's the second level? What else would you say?
The but.
Okay. So level 2.
Or however.
Yeah.
But I think it hasn't got the divan element of it.
The what element?
The divan element, which is for you to be able to pull it up, to be able to put bed sheets underneath the bed
Okay,
itself.
okay.
But I'm saying, okay, it's quite good. Or the height is not enough because Ola wants a bed with a good height.
You see, right there. She knows what she wants.
Yeah, she knows what she wants. She wants a bed with a good height. And obviously, if I don't bring that to her, I don't even bother bringing it to her because I know what the answer is going to be there.
Right.
But in regards to the height element, so even if I find one that's good with a good height, she would say, it's all right, it's good, but let's keep looking.
When really what she's saying is, that's not the one.
That's not the one I want. But again, she makes me feel that I'm in charge.
Yeah.
Which I am. In hindsight, I am in charge. Ultimately, whatever wife says goes. And that's the best way to live a good life.
She's not denying it right now. So I will take that as the truth.
No, do you know what it is? It's because, if we're being honest, at the beginning of the marriage, I wasn't like that. And because growing up, I was very independent. So if something came up, I already figured it out. I've already done it. And I saw what it was doing to Manny. I saw that he didn't feel like he was needed because I had it covered. And like little things growing up, me and my mum would do the curtains, fix the bulbs, all those little things. So I'll just go ahead and do those things myself. But when I saw that Manny was feeling like, well, why am I here? What do you need me for? That's when I started to, not saying that it was easy, but that's when I started to just let go of things and let Manny do, what he is there to do and stuff. So, getting him involved in even little things like just decision making or just doing like the manly stuff. And I see how it makes him feel really good. So it could be the smallest thing, and I'll be like, "Yeah, you got this."
Manipulation level 4. This is. But it's funny because sometimes Juanita and I, we've got very different interests.
Yeah.
And sometimes she'll be talking to me, like we're driving, and she's talking to me, and I'll see this car, and it'd be like this top car. And I'm like, yeah, look at that. Look at the wheels on that. Look at the exhaust. Wind down the window. Listen to that engine. Can you hear it? And she'll be like, yeah. And I look at her, I go, she's taking a mic. But I'm still enjoying the fact that she's taking a mic. Like, she's got me. I know I'm deceived. Like, she's not interested, but she's letting me. Yeah. And I know and I'm still with it. But
it's that. I wouldn't say power, but it's that. I guess that's where the love comes into it.
This is it. She loves me. That's why she's deceiving me. But I understand it is love.
It is because obviously we're both two different people.
Yeah.
We're both like two completely different things. We come from different homes where we grew up differently. But then that whole thing that you gave is a great example because I could be liking some. Let's say for instance about right now I'm in the yachting industry. So actually this is a great example actually. I'm in the yachting industry at the moment. So providing entertainment to boat captains and boat owners and so on and so forth. So there's a show that I've been watching from like the beginning of this year called Below Deck, and then recently so I binge on this right now. I've been binging on it religiously, but it was only 2 nights ago. It was 2 nights ago actually. It was Friday night, and Ola was like, you know what, let's do what you want to do. Tonight is your night. Let's do you. So I was like, I tested it. I was like, okay, you know what? Let's put on Below Deck. I know she doesn't like watching this.
Painful.
She does not like watching this whatsoever. She's like, what is this? It's like reality TV. It's like Towie, but in the boating industry. So it's like...
You see how painful that is.
But it's, for me, there's a reason why I got into it. But in saying that, like, not even, I don't know what, obviously, your mind can be saying something else. But when we're watching it, she was actually engrossed. I don't know if it was real engrossment because she was asking me all these questions like, oh, so So what does this person do? What is the who's that person? Who's this person? Who's that person? What do they do?
Was you genuinely interested?
No.
Okay.
Oh wow.
I mean,
Wow.
thanks, Curtis.
You and I, we are in the same place.
Wow.
But I want to encourage you.
Please, I need
This is it. That's what. This is it. This is it. Like,
I thought you were.
No, the thing is,
It was like I was in my element as well. I was proper
but
like.
this is the thing. It's because
sorry, I just exposed you on
you did.
TV.
No, because this is the thing, right? I know he's in that industry now,
Mm-hmm.
and you know he talks about it a lot, and I know he's been learning a lot about it.
Mm.
So I thought, you know what? Let's just. And normally on Friday nights, it's always kind of like what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
He just goes along with it. So I thought, you know what? This Friday we're gonna do what you want to do, and I knew what it was gonna be. But I just thought, you know what? I'm just gonna sacrifice.
Oh, you
this.
knew in advance that you.
Yeah, I knew it was probably if he had his way, he would.
That's
definitely-
love, man. You guys are in love. Come on, you're doing painful things for each other.
Yeah.
It's love.
It was painful. It was painful. Like if you notice that,
You enjoyed it. I thought you enjoyed
No,
it.
no.
Yeah.
I enjoyed like spending
Oh, you
time with
enjoyed-
you,
okay, just
watching
the
it,
end- oh, okay.
and you getting very excited about explaining what this was, and what
probably
that
I was
was.
in my element. I was-
Exactly, he was
there
in
was
his
things
element.
I think what you need to do, Manny,
Yeah.
is you need to accept that sometimes it's a lie. Okay? And live with that, and that's okay. And I'm encouraging you.
Thanks, man.
Accept it
I had to go to A for this.
and pretend that it's real. Some of it's not real.
Wow.
I mean, no, I was. It's just
no.
but look how but look how excited you were when you were talking about it. All the stuff that you've been learning, the people that you've been meeting. You know, he came alive. So
I was actually surprised at myself in essence, because I was like, I'm passionate about a lot of things, and I think that night I realized I was passionate about this.
yeah, and then even the next morning you came to me and was like, "Oh, thank you for watching Below Deck with me yesterday."
Hey,
And I was just like,
it made the relationship stronger,
yeah.
no doubt.
I was just like, "Oh, that's fine."
But then
Well,
when she wants
happy.
to come to
Finished.
Monaco with me, she would say, "Oh, let's go Monaco."
Yeah.
You guys.
Oh, that's funny.
I've got a question for you. What role does your faith play in this marriage?
Fundamental.
Fundamental foundation.
You're Christian.
Absolute fundamental. I think without going in certain situation that we have been in, whether it be through discussions, arguments, the good times, the bad times,
Yeah.
if God was not central, we would not still be here.
No.
Wow.
No.
You have to tell me what that means.
I mean,
Yeah.
my example is, I mean, when we used to when we have we don't have arguments as much now, but when maybe at the beginning we did have arguments, even before we got married, I was totally fine with not speaking to him. Now, as I'm getting closer to God, it's like soon as the argument happens and I'm trying to walk away from it, it's like there's this loud voice in my head. You better go and fix that. You better go fix that quick. Like, don't delay it. And it's like and I think it's just, you can't be getting closer to God and reading your word and still be doing things like that. It just doesn't make sense.
That's deep.
So that's a major part to me. I think I didn't even know this about myself, but I was someone that, if Manny's saying something to me before, I'll be like who you talking to? Like that's
Me?
like
You said that to me.
you talk to me. I do you know who I am.
She pulls out a gun. Hey.
But now you have to get rid of that. You have to be humble and just admit that you're wrong. And, even at the beginning it was hard because everything else you can say loud, but when it comes to saying I'm sorry, it's like, I'm sorry. It's like, what did you say?
What's that got to do with the faith, though?
It's that instant correction.
Yeah.
Because there's some people, actually I can't speak for others, but I think where she was before, and probably where I was before as well, even if we had an argument, it'd be a case of like, even sometimes when God is telling me that, okay, go and fix that, in my head, if I'm completely frank, I would think to myself, I'm always the one that's going up to her.
Yeah.
I'm tired of that kind of thing.
Wow.
I don't want to be the one that always says sorry or.
Yeah.
And I think.
And I got used to that as well, actually.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think it came to a point where it's like, I think it was one instance where you were like, okay, you know what? Again, you just thought to yourself, no, I just need to correct this. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go up to Manny and start and instigate the conversation, just squash it.
Yeah.
Because even though it could have propelled, it could have gone on for a very long time. Because I think in parts we can both be quite stubborn, in parts, and in terms of the transition and the evolution you asked me before, I think you have gone away from that.
Yeah.
Almost
And
completely.
That's not been easy, and that's because of my faith, and that's because of me getting closer to God. I'm not going to take credit for that one, because it really has nothing to do with me. Because if it was me, we probably wouldn't be talking right now, like till now.
That's true. Those times are crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. That is.
But you know,
that is so nice.
faith is it's an absolute.
everything.
It's everything. It's an absolute fundamental. It's an absolute fundamental, and also because we are not even. I was gonna say because we're pastors as well, but that doesn't really have.
That was even before.
Yeah, because that had nothing to do with it. Because before we're pastors, yeah, we're Christians.
Yeah.
And at the same time, it's for us is a case of like. And how I used to see it before was, what would Jesus have done in that situation?
This is it.
And how would he have handled the situation? And that's how I was from the beginning. Now, if I'm honest, not so much. And what I now start to do is, how does this situation that I'm in and I've maybe created, how is it magnifying God's image? If someone came off the street and they wanted to know, tell me about this, you Jesus, and they come in and they feel the tension in the room, that's saying absolutely jack diddle about the God that we serve. But for me, it's knowing that at the end of the day, we're living out what we're professing and what we're talking about to others.
Yeah.
And
try our best.
yeah, we try our best to live that out
Yeah.
in everything. So, you know, I think, I feel it's an absolute fundamental.